When I was 8, I made a promise to myself that I'll never lose my game. They weren't just toys, they were my escape, my everything. If someone had tried to throw my games into the sea, I would jump right in without a second thought. I wasn't the only one obsessed with games. One time, my friend brought his yellow Game Boy to school like an idiot and thought he could play it during class. He then got his Game Boy confiscated. Total rookie move. We roasted him for weeks, like who actually think that they can whip out a Game Boy during class and not get caught. And for years, I have brought countless prohibited items to school. I was invincible. Until one day. That day, it all fell apart. That weekend, my dad surprised me with a new game, a moment so rare it felt like winning the lottery. This wasn't just any game, it was the game, because I saw on the game shop at the mall where crowds is just hyped by just looking at the gameplay. It wasn't just any gift, it was a proof that my dad understood how much gaming meant to me. Most of our games were borrowed, so owning this one, it felt like holding a treasure. On Monday, I couldn't resist showing it off. I carefully packed the game cover in my file, slipping it in between my math worksheet where no one would think to look. My plan was simple. Show it off during recess when no teacher were around. No way anyone would catch me. I've done this sort of thing 1,000 times before. As I did my bag that morning, I hesitated for a moment. What if I get caught? But I brushed it off. I was a professional and never been caught before, and this was just a game cover, not the actual disc. What's the worst that could happen? The recess bell had rung, so I figured I was safe. Teachers were always busy having their lunch during this time. No one would care what a few kids were doing in the corner of the school. As soon as I pulled out the cover, my friend was silent. Eyes widened, mouth dropped. In 2006, not every household had internet, and seeing this game felt like glimpsing a secret treasure that no one knew about. As I showed off the game cover, flipping it over to highlight the back and its gameplay screenshot, I caught a glimpse of something out the corner of my eyes. He passes like a ghost, silent and swift. For a moment, my heart skipped. After it disappeared down the hallway, I shrugged it off. No big deal. Suddenly, the air around me felt heavier, harder, like the sun had dropped right on top of us. Shadow grew darker. Something wasn't right. I looked up to find my friend staring. Their face was frozen in shock, eyes widened, as they have seen a ghost. And I was like, man, this game must really be that good. Smirking, I knew it. But wait a minute. They weren't looking at the game. Their gaze was fixed above me, over my head. I froze. My heart pounded faster and faster in my chest as I slowly turned around. Oh no, it's a teacher. His face a mix of anger and disappointment. My heart skipped a bit, but I thought, wait, it's just a game cover. Who gets in trouble for bringing a game cover to school? Surely he'll just give me a warning. Maybe even lecture me about focusing on my studies. Worst case, he'll just call my parents and have a meeting. That's no big deal. He for sure won't confiscate the cover. It's not like I brought the actual game to school, right? He'll understand. Teacher aren't unreasonable. His hand reached down and before I could react, he pulled the game cover out of my file. Come outside, he said. His voice low but sharp enough to cut through the chatter in the room. My leg felt like a jelly as I followed him. He asked me to stretch out my hand and before I could even process what was happening, I felt the sting of the cane against my palm. But that wasn't the real pain. The real pain was watching my game cover bend and crease as if my joys had been crushed along with it. The teacher's word echoed in my mind. I did this is not because you brought the game cover to school. It was because you talked about it in school and neglected your studies. I went back to my desk, clutching my phone like it was empty. Because that's exactly how I felt. Empty. The teacher was right. I wasn't paying attention in the class and neglected my studies. And a few days later, I've completely forgotten about the teacher's warning. Yeah, that's the magic of being a kid. No pain, no scar, and no long-term memory when it comes to life lessons.